Any of my people? Nope. Okay, well, let's go find. I want to see what everybody's commentary is. Anybody? Where is my horrific child? Not in my inventory, y'all. That's why. That's why. Hold on. Get him out. Okay.
Not my specialty.
Oh, okay. So apparently he can't pop out to play, but he's there, just in case. Jai. Such illustrious society, such well-heeled nobles indeed. It'd be worth visiting Dargonus even without getting to know you, Shireen. This world offers huge scope for doing business.
Halt! I noticed something.
Oh, what did you get? Oh. Good job, girl. Toss a coin. Glinting in the light, the coin falls into the clear water and sinks to the bottom. Okay. No. That did nothing for us. Oh. Kavagama's delegation. May the ominous Aya bless the dynasty. Okay. Who's up here? Aristocrat. A shady character. Oh, I love shady characters. Who are you? What a lovely day it is, your ladyship. Your presence only makes it better. Oh, shady indeed. Shady indeed. I know that kind of sweet talk. What's over here? Anybody back here? Okay, Argenta's over here. Inspire us with strength and give us the courage to overcome troubles and suffering in your name. Okay, she's listening to the service. I just want to make sure nothing else. So this would return me to my ship. Nice to be able to kind of get a quick lay of the land. I don't know if I'll need it. But... Yep. Thank you. Interesting. Anybody here that I know? No. Interesting. None of these people. Hello? Hello? Nice to meet everyone. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for visiting. Loot. Come see me. Oh, it's right there. So I wonder if the rest of my crew is inside? Probably. I mean, some of my crew has, like, been here numerous times, it seems like. Oh, I missed that. Alright, Tess. Let's quick save before we go in. Because that sounds like a good idea, because we don't quick save enough, girl. At all. Alright, into my palace. Tess, you have a palace. That's weird, but also cool, but weird. Very weird. Not gonna lie, it's a little weird. The fact that we can be like, oh yeah, that's just Tess's palace. What? Okay. In we are. Okay. Aristocrat, servant. Okay, the rest of my people are here. Good to know. Welcome, your ladyship. Let me inform you of the locations of the chambers on your dynastic estate. Okay. Main throne room is straight up the stairs. Straight ahead, your subjects, inform me he humbly awaits your opportunity to meet with you there. Okay, so he's in the throne room. If your ladyship wishes to rest after your long journey, your personal chambers are up the stairs on the right. Okay. And is that it? Thank you. If you need anything, whatever your soul desires, I'll be right next to your chambers, eagerly awaiting your orders. Sounds good to me. I'll let you know if I need anything. Tess is pretty self-sufficient, though, so I wouldn't worry too much. Perfect. All right, girl. This is all tech priests, servitors. What's here? Anything? Nope. So... Okay. So what is this way? Mm-hmm. Greetings. Hello? Okay. We are here. Aristocrat. More so many aristocrats. Tess, are you gonna survive this? Like, I don't know if we're gonna survive this many aristocrats. I'm not gonna lie to you all. This might be more than what we're capable of handling. But my compliments to your taste in art. The collection here is extensive and most interesting. Thank you. It's not my collections though. It's Auntie's. Oh, thank you. Anything else? No. Okay. Wardens. What is that? Nope, nope. Nope. Okay. I think there was somebody else over here, right? Oh my gosh, this place. Is that Abelard? Yes. While we're on Dargonus, I'll check the secretary's reports and keep an eye on the... wait, hold on! Master Danrock does his job well, but a little scrutiny goes a long way with him. Okay. That works for me. Whatever you think needs to be done, Abelard, I trust you. Okay, is there anybody else here? No. And then... Aha! That's this conversation. The lack of observers on this world has led your nobles to become extremely complacent. Today alone, I overheard 3 statements that if I say one, it could be turned into grounds for a charge of heresy. Great. Love a good charge of heresy. You wanted to talk? The slender figure clad in robes made from expensive fabric shudders from violent coughing. Pressing a gilded respirator to his face, the man takes several deep breaths. Achilles, it has been many moons. I hope your cousin is feeling well. Achilles covers his burnt lips, trying and failing to suppress a coughing fit. She is in good health. She sends her regards to you, as well as her wishes for your swift return. Heinrich frowns. For as long as the stars shine in the sky, my vigil continues. So it does. Achilles thumps himself on the chest with his augmented hand. You hear the clanging of metal against the chest. I'm not so foolish as to fail to notice a conversation in code. Your insight deserves credit, rogue trader. Then again, I expected nothing less from Theodora von Valancius' successor. Heinrich looks at Achilles. Allow me to introduce Achilles Scalander properly. In addition to his duties as secretary of the Administratum, he acts as an agent to the Golden Throne under my aegis. Master Scalander was transferred into my remit by a colleague who is engaged in other matters in the Koronus Expanse. I'm sure you'll find Achilles' services useful, especially when dealing with the schemes of humanity's foes within the borders of your protectorate. Greetings, Lady Tessera von Valancius. Allow me once again to express my deepest condolences on the loss of Lady Theodora. I will do everything I can to track down and destroy all of Conrad Voigtvir's accomplices on the capital world. Do you know anything about what has become of him? The former Master of Whispers is a heretic and a traitor. He nods grimly. Word of his treason reached Dargonus too late. Conrad came to the planet and left it almost immediately, once he had sown discord in the minds of the gullible and naive. The worst of the rumors he started was that you were the one responsible for Lady Theodora's demise, or sudden demise. Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who showed signs of doubt, but it seems unlikely that the wardens got everyone who has allowed doubt in their heart and now nurtures it in secret. You promised me a report on the present state of affairs. I've already forwarded all official reports to your seneschal. As for conversation we're having right now, I wouldn't trust any paper or data slate with its contents. You see, Lady Theodora, may Emperor have mercy on her soul, was perfectly aware of Dargonus' political environment. You, however, have only just arrived on the capital world. I thought it'd be best to bring you up to speed. Frankly, the nobles of Dargonus, much like the nobles on most worlds, are akin to spiders in a jar, ready to pounce on whoever is the weakest, or whomever they deem to be the weakest. And I think that that's really interesting, right? Because he is making a very clear statement here. They will either pounce on whoever is weak or who they think is weak. And right now, they probably think Tess is weak, which is the farthest thing from the truth. But that's how they perceive her. So she is in danger for a variety of reasons because these nobles think that she's weak, even if she's not. And I like that he's making, like, the difference known there, that they have both of those in their, like, that they're keeping an eye on, rather. The nobles of Dargonus are well-respected, rich, and powerful individuals who held Lady Theodora's favor for many years and found ways to rise above the rest by diligently serving the rogue trader. Every family pursues its own selfish interests, and each one expects that with the transition of power, they will retain and even add to their lands and wealth. The families I would recommend giving particular attention to are the Drivastems, the Gapraks, and the Sauerbacks. I should also mention the Wessarians, not a noble house per se, but a family that was part of Lady Theodora's inner circle, to the Blue Bloods' great displeasure. Well, if they don't like it, I like it. Tell me about the Drivastems. They are an ancient governor house of Dargonus. Predictably, the greater the wealth of the Von Valencius Protectorate, the fuller their coffers grow. Their reputation is flawless except for one detail. We have evidence that Urbend Drivastem's rivals seem to have the misfortune of regularly falling victim to Xenos raids. I find that these attacks are always a little too advantageous for the Drivastems, but we lack solid proof, and it might never surface. The closer an official is to a rogue trader, the braver and safer they feel. I just like to remind everyone that rubbing shoulders with the Xenos is a heresy that can be overlooked only in the case of the Von Valencius heir, not her servants. What makes the Gaprak special? They hail from a remote forge world, and among their distant relatives are many servants of the Omnissiah. And the house itself is close to the cult of the Adeptus Mechanicus, both in spirit and in their business connections. The Gapraks oversaw the industrial shipment within your protectorate until recently. Ever since the astropathic communication with Kiava Gamma was severed, they've been quite concerned about security of the planet placed in their care. So these people so far don't bother me. So far, though, the Drivastems, we can have words with them. What can you tell me about Sauerbach? They're religious and hardworking. They own many enterprises, including distillation manufactorums that produce promethium. I must note that lately members of the family have been prone to overly liberal statements about the Von Valencius dynasty. They believe that Lady Theodora is a bit too keen to leave her world without proper oversight. And now the Wessarians. They were a line founded by Lady Theodora's seneschal, and as such are nominally considered nobility, at least from the standpoint of the Imperial Navy from which Lord Abelard hails. On Dargonus, however, their position is precarious. Firstly, they were never granted an official title, a process which has been impeded for decades by the old houses of Dargonus. And secondly, the other families do not see them as equals, but more as upstarts clinging to the rogue trader's favor. They are responsible for the capital world's fleet and the majority of the cargo shipments on domestic routes. After hearing that now, I feel the urge to have every one of those sycophants executed. So far, the Gapraks are the only ones that don't, like, outright bother me, but I'm kind of curious. He shrugs. You are naturally well within your right, rogue trader, but remember, this will cause the multi-layered bureaucratic system of Dargonus, one of your entire protectorate, in fact, to come apart at the seams. That's not even considering the likelihood of an attempted reprisal from their families and allies. I would hold off on the death sentences. I mean, she's not saying that she would, it's saying that she wants to. Act with restraint and wisdom. Do not mistake me, mass executions are one way to solve your problems, but in that case, you should weigh up every like, so literally, Tess is like... I don't even know if, like I kind of meant it more in the, like you wouldn't literally, but then you remember that you're in the 40K universe again, and then, like, no, that is actually apparently a normal everyday thing if she wanted it to be. And he's like, no, I mean, we could do it, but you just got to think it through first. But if you want to do it, I'll arrange it. Like, what? Was there anything else you wanted to report? There was, your ladyship, and this time it concerns the main reason for my presence on this planet, Xenos, and the threat they pose to both you and humanity as a whole. The last few months have been difficult for the people who report to me. My eyes and ears scattered throughout the Koronus Expanse. Warp disturbances, astropaths overcome with madness, ships disappearing in the immaterium. Many of my observers and contacts have gone dark or have been killed by some calamity or other. Still, I managed to establish communication with some key individuals who were able to warn me about incoming threats, including Xenos raids. He looks you in the eye without blinking. It is within my power to supply you with intelligence on where and when the Xenos will strike next. I do not doubt that Governor Drivestone will beg you for protection against the Xenos, and in this fight, the information from my contacts will serve you well. I beseech you, Tessera, if I ever report a threat looming over a ship or a planet, do not dismiss it. Sometimes it takes an intervention from a rogue trader and her mighty void ship to avert disaster. Tell me about the noble houses. Oh wait, we already did that. And then, what are your responsibilities? Officially, I'm Secretary of the World's Administratum. Less officially, I'm afraid I can't disclose that even to you. In short, I collect and investigate reports of heresy taking root on upstanding planets of humanity. Above all else, I'm concerned about the Xenos threat that hangs over the entire Koronus Expanse, including your protectorate. Sadly, my mission was complicated by the recent warp disturbances. I'm still trying to reestablish contact with many of my agents. Do you know anything about the Cult of the Final Dawn? My knowledge is deplorably limited, your ladyship. All of my attention has been focused on tracking Xenos activity. I'm certain that Master Van Calox can tell you more about the heretics than I can. Yeah, I mean, I've picked his brain about it. But I was hoping you might have something. Tell me about the Xenos. Residents of the local system are no strangers to skirmishes with enemies of humanity, but recently the loathsome beasts seem to have completely flown off the handle. We're receiving reports from ships that made it through the warp to Dargonus. Both they and the colonies that they departed from are being attacked. We have identified the breed of Xenos that pose a threat, the Drakari. Humanity's ancient and insidious foes. Be vigilant on your travels. Xenos will undoubtedly attack a rogue trader ship should they find the circumstances to be in their favor. Unfortunately, in the host of humanity, there are those who are willing to grovel before your enemies in hopes of a valuable reward. You may be interested to know that we are on the trail of such heretics. He glances at a data slate. Overwhelming evidence indicates that the marauded void station in Langren's Belt is being used as a base by a band of pirates who are not above dealing with Xenos. I was able to persuade the Chancellor of the need to dispatch a ship there, but perhaps you'd like to pay a courteous call to the scoundrels yourself. About your unofficial work. Yes. Whom do you serve? Like really? Like really, really? Me? Or the Inquisition? He quickly glances at Heinrich. And whom does a rogue trader serve? The Golden Throne? The Protectorate? Could it be the one that stems from the other? And if so, is there any sense in discussing it? Okay. I want a list of all your agents and the means to yeah. I can understand your desire, rogue trader, to have everything under your control, yet I'm not at liberty to make use of classified information related to the interrogator's agents in whatever way I see fit. He lowers his gaze and nods politely. Heinrich lets out a sigh of disappointment. There's no point in pressing my agents. None of them would ever reveal such vital information, especially not my presence. I had to try. I've learned everything I wanted to. He bows and brings the respirator to his burnt lips. May I ask what happened to the scars on your face? He coughs. 5 years ago, there was an accident. Several tanks of promethium exploded in the storehouse at my estate, and I was burned alive under the rubble. The Emperor preserved my soul. The skilled physicians of Dargonus saved my body, except for my lungs, with which I had to part. I presume the incident was an attempt on my life, but the identity of whoever was behind it remains a mystery. According to the message I received a few minutes ago, Governor Drivestone has arrived at court. I imagine that the Chancellor is already prepared to arrange the meeting. All that's left is to notify her that you are ready to see Urban. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I am not a fan of the governor of my world right now. At all. Dargonus, it's boring here without Lady Theodora. She loved to liven up the sleepy little place with a couple of crazy decrees and public floggings from a flabbergasted noble's wait. Did she? Ah, Auntie. Always here for a good time. Okay. My appearance has caused a slight disturbance in the ranks of the servants of the Omnissiah assigned to the palace. Analysis of the performance of rituals and maintenance litanies has produced a satisfactory result. Okay. Well, as long as you're happy, Pascal. Like, I'm happy if you're happy right now. After everything we just went through together. Whatever you need, my friend. Okay. So... Your ladyship? Clementia bows her head politely. For a chancellor to a rogue trader, she is dressed rather simply. A parade doublet, polished boots, and a comfortable cloak. She bears a saber and a gilded scabbard. Whether for show or protection, one could not say. Only her ring with the Wessarian coat of arms indicates that she is of the highest social stratum. The governor is waiting on the periphery of the palace. Please let me know when you'd like to see him. The sharp gaze, the impeccably straight back, the composure. For a moment, you feel like you're looking at a younger version of Abelard himself, not his heir. Judging by the scars on the exposed parts of her body, Clementia saw her fair share of combat prior to assuming the position of Chancellor. What are your responsibilities? To simply put, I am your trade representative. Any and all decrees, deals, official communication, and meetings are first reviewed by me and then forwarded to you and from you down the hierarchy. My purview also includes overseeing your ladyship's property, the palace, the estates, the many gardens, and other denizens on Dargonus that you have inherited from Lady Theodora. And whenever you are present on Dargonus, consider me your personal secretary. So I assume she is like our Vigdis. So, like, on Dargonus, which is nice. Achilles Scalander, does he cause any problems? Why? None at all, your ladyship. Secretary Scalander is an outstanding individual and a loyal servant of the von Valancius dynasty. In Lady Theodora's absence, we collaborated on a number of issues related to the well-being of your domain, and he has proven himself quite capable. And I don't know why, but even the governor trembles before him, which is unusual for a man of his, shall we say, standing. The last words bring a slight smile to her lips. Oh no! She likes to cause trouble too! Oh, I love her. What can you tell me about Dargonus? All deals and important decisions are made here in the capital. Many years ago, an ancestor of Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Adeptus Administratum, which allowed for an efficient management of the world and the neighboring systems. In accordance with the decree, a share of planet's population was assigned to the Administratum and converted into servitor scribes. They now toll across the entire world. Dargonus is also the seat of several noble families who run all the major planets in the Protectorate. If I may express my not-so-humble opinion, they care very little about who exactly stands at the helm. Those piranhas think about their own profits just as much as they do about the prosperity of the Protectorate itself, if not more. And lastly, Dargonus has its own fleet, a luxury unavailable to the vast majority of other worlds in your realm. In addition to warships, the Protectorate also employs privateer ships, which are used to transport cargo between worlds. If the noble houses are so volatile, what senses are in keeping them? Over the many centuries, an intricate hierarchy is formed within the ruling elite of Dargonus. The great houses do more than plunder your treasury. It is replenished to a large degree thanks to the administrative work and their lands. Naturally, you can get rid of anyone whom you consider a surplus to requirements. But right now, it could threaten the fragile stability that is currently holding the Protectorate together. Tell me about my governor. Urband Drivestem is a well-respected man, and not just on Dargonus, but throughout the Protectorate. For many centuries, his house has supported the capital's administration and the logistics between the von Valancius systems. Drivestem's efforts secured years of order and prosperity for Dargonus. What's more, Lady Theodora personally insisted that Lord Urband specifically be made the next governor. Oh, yay, we got this. The way you speak of him, I hear a hint of either contempt or resentment. No, I don't believe I feel either, your ladyship. Her steely eyes stare into the distance, her jaw clenching visibly. She speaks in a polite but clipped manner, clearly flustered by your insight. We have different views on how to run a world. We sometimes have discussions over the laws that are enacted, but we both work for the good of the von Valancius Protectorate. That much can be said without a doubt. Does the capital stay in contact with my other worlds? Unfortunately, not at this time. After a few representatives of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica on Dargonus went into a frenzy, some of the Psykers were tragically pacified by the respective authorities. Since then, communication with the neighboring systems has been unreliable at best. Thanks be to the Master of Mankind that you managed to find your way to the capital. Are there any other issues? Apart from the disrupted communications, Dargonus was recently raided by enemies of humanity. However, the fleet under the command of Captain Marthias Versarian triumphed over the accursed Xenos. If you ask for my opinion on this matter, we have the situation completely under control. You catch her avoiding your gaze for just a moment. For the first time, it's obvious that she's looking out for her house's good name. But despite the confidence in her tone, you can tell she does not entirely believe her own words. Thank you for the report, Chancellor. And she said, I serve the von Valancius Protectorate. Tell them I'm ready to see the governor. All right. Let's do this. Tessera von Valenciath, 20th in her line, rogue trader, keeper of the sacred warrant, the ruler of the Koronus Expanse, from the Kranich system to the 100 Dreams crossroads. I bid you welcome. Urbend Drivestem, governor of this great world, first and foremost, please accept my deepest condolences. It will be difficult to recover from the loss of a woman as great as Theodora von Valenciath. It pains me to think that she is no longer with us. The citizens of Dargonus and the entire protectorate grieve alongside you. Please allow us to declare half a year of mourning so that we can honor the memory of our beloved lady. Oh. No, there's no need. No need at all. I'm the new ruler of the protectorate. Let my subjects rejoice at my arrival instead. The bewilderment causes wrinkles. Your ladyship, these are century-old traditions, sacred customs and rules. Do not forget who it is you serve. Urbend Drivestem. If it is the rogue trader's wishes not to have a mourning ceremony, then so be it. I don't know. I do honor tradition. Later, when things in the protectorate settle down. Oh, okay. So I like this. Like that actually, because it's true, right? Like we've got, I'm kind of curious. I might reload because I don't know if I like how this is going. Perhaps the installed by Lady Theodora cares not for the sacred traditions. The governor gives a meaningful nod in Abelard's direction. Tessera is a descendant of the true children of Dargonus. It behooves the ruler of a world to honor its customs. I do honor traditions. Later, when things in the protectorate settle down, we will declare a mourning period. As you wish. I kind of want to see, hold on. Load game. Right, we just did this. Let's load this. And then, because I think we just saved right before we asked all those questions, and then I can always come back and ask those questions at a later point again, just so then that way, like those, I don't actually know if you have to, like, I think it's just information. So we're just going to go talk to the governor now. Perfect. Let's see. Oops. Okay. Actually, we'll just real quick. Yes. This. This. These. These. Perfect. Has he caused any problems? Okay. Perfect. Now, we saw this. So it's all the same to me. Do as you see fit. I will immediately give the necessary instruction to your ladyship. So yeah, I think the indifference, I prefer that. But I do think it's interesting how much Abelard didn't like that. And also, like, I do want to let people mourn her. But I did in the beginning think that, like, oh, well, is he trying to, like, one-up us or what? You know what I mean? So this works. The esteemed Tessera, Lady Theodora was a strong leader. We ought to follow her example. Let us lean on our wisdom and persevere in despite of this tragedy together, and let us carry on where she no longer can be. Let me start over because that just came out like. Esteemed Tessera, Lady Theodora was a strong leader, and we ought to follow her example. Let us lean on our wisdom and persevere in spite of this tragedy together, and let us carry on where she no longer can by leading the Von Valencia's protector to even greater prosperity. Drivestem gives you a look of admiration. It seems that he is quite aware of your fame, and this opportunity to curry favor with such an eminent figure is one he does not wish to miss. Alas, it won't be an easy task to accomplish. Some time ago, the astropaths of Dargonus flew into a rage and they had to be subdued. We are gradually restoring our ability to speak with neighboring worlds, but the contacts are still weak, and the roots are tangled and no longer lead to the systems that the captains expect them to. Given that the vast majority of ships in your Dargonus Navy travel without relying on the service of navigators, without your engagement, the well-being of the dynasty and billions of its subjects is presently at risk.